please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Hi, a very good morning. You're watching Trading Hour on CNBC TV18. I'm Ekta Batra. With me is Prashant Nair, and it's turning out to be a session where we're above 10,800 currently for the Nifty. So we're back close to the high point of yesterday's trading session on an intraday basis. But remember that yesterday we couldn't sustain those highs. Let's see whether we can today. A lot of stocks in focus. Pharmaceutical stocks are really topping the list for the second day running or third day running for a couple of them. So Dr. Reddy's, Lupin, Stride, Shasun, all of these stocks higher, and a couple of other stocks include something like the oil marketing companies which are in focus, and Ashok Leyland weak yesterday, seeing follow-on selling today. Hi Prashant.
Ekta, hi. I mean, and I think we'll have that sort of feed coming
Historic
in from
summit.
Singapore, where President Trump and President Kim.
Okay. I'm going to just wait for Prashant to wear his mic, and he's going to be with us in just a second. But let's apprise you in terms of what's happening for the markets at this point in time. It is Tata Steel, which is actually the top loser on the Nifty right now. So down close to around 2% for that one. And following it is Hindalco from the metal space. So that stock is down around 1% as well. We do have Sudarshan joining in to talk about the technicals of the market. Then Sudarshan, hi, morning. 10,800 plus for the Nifty. We're back close to yesterday's high point on an intraday basis. What does that tell you?
Yeah, good morning. There is no trade in the Nifty or the Nifty Bank. The trade will come if there is a sharp dip in the Nifty, another 50 points down, and that will be a buying opportunity, or if the Nifty closes strong by 3 o'clock or 3:15. In either case, we have to carry the position. In any case, today is not a day when I am supposed to give you market opinion. I think Prashant will tell us what happens if the two leaders do agree on some kind of an agreement. Does it change anything?
Okay.
We should have sent Prashant to Singapore.
Oh, I wish I was there. Okay, Sudarshan, that's a nice one. Nice try, but why don't you run us through your trades to begin with?
All right, but I still wanted that. I hope you'll answer that question.
No, we let's. I will, but let the leader speak. Go on. Sorry.
M&M is a buying opportunity. It's outperforming on a choppy market like today. When there is uncertainty, we want to stay with the outperformers. BPCL is another buy. BPCL and Hind Petro are both building bases. So while they are in deep corrections, they are coming out of these corrections. Consider buying it for the day. BPCL, M&M, and Britannia, that FMCG leader which is now, that is a buy. Stay with quality stocks, stay on the long side, and wait for what Prashant has to say.
Okay, well, in the meantime, Sudarshan, we have a couple of Twitter queries as well. Abhishek Dubey has 300 shares of JM Financial at 151. He wants to know whether to hold or sell.
Oh, you sell. Financials are not the flavor of the day. They're going to go through corrections, whether deep or shallow, I cannot say, but you'll probably find them lower than what they are trading at now in the next few months. There's no need to hold on to it. Just sell and get out and switch to either private banks or FMCG or IT.
Okay, Sudarshan, thanks very much. Appreciate you joining in, and thank you for coming on as always. I think we've got some pictures coming in from Singapore where the two leaders will maybe address the press in a joint fashion, maybe take some questions. Yeah, that's essentially where this is going to happen in just a bit from now, and we'll cut right to it as soon as it begins. Okay, let's begin to get some F&O strategies and F&O trades as well. Gaurav Bisa of LKP is with us. Gaurav, good morning. What would you be trading?
Good morning. I would recommend buying Tata Elxsi futures. We have seen a good breakout happening today. It has been consolidating between 12 and 20, 1260. It's now come out of the consolidation range. Good amount of long build-ups are seen getting built. Option-wise also we are seeing good amount of accumulation happening in out-of-the-money call options. It's a good breakout stock to buy. One can have a stop loss of 1248 on the upside. 1290 can be seen. Another one would be TCS. This is another name to see a lot of accumulation. 1800 call option made a swing high today. A small breakout on daily charts has been seen. Stop loss of 1760. One can buy TCS futures for target of 1805.
Okay, all right, Gaurav, we're going to let you go on that. note. Thanks very much for joining in. But let's stay with what is happening in Singapore. The historic summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un is underway in Sentosa Island in Singapore. Remember, this is for the first time in history a sitting US and North Korean leader have met face-to-face. After a brief handshake and taking a photo side by side, the two leaders moved into another room and made brief statements for the press. We're awaiting the joint statement. In the meantime, let's listen in to what experts had to say on this big historic event and the likely impact on global markets as well.
All right. So in a bit from now, we'll hear from the two leaders themselves. We take a very quick break here. The first on the show, we come back, we discuss what's buzzing in the commodity space and what's really the trading what to trade really. Kunal Shah will run us through those trades. He's with Nirmal Bang Commodities. That conversation coming right up. Okay, welcome back. You're with us here on Trading Hour. We've got Kunal Shah of Nirmal Bang Commodities joining in. Kunal, thanks very much. Good morning. What's top of the mind in terms of trades? What can one do?
Yeah, good morning. Apart from the major event which is going on right now in Singapore, I think the main is FOMC meeting from the commodity point of view, and all eyes will be whether what language Fed uses, whether it is hawkish, dovish. But amidst all, we believe that precious metal looks very attractive. One should go long in precious metals. Silver in particular, 40,500, good levels to go along for the upside target of 41,000 to 41,200.
Okay. What would the other commodity calls be?
Crude oil, we believe that yesterday after the Iraqi oil minister's statement, there has been some spike, but I don't think so. It will be very short-lived, because the fact is that Saudi Arabia and Russia both have made a statement that they want to increase the production. So 4,500 on MCX, good levels to go short in crude oil for the downside target of 44.10.
And copper?
Copper, there was a probability of a mine strike at BHP Billion, one of the big mines, and that has been avoided by the miner. And we believe that at these levels, copper should be short at 487, good levels to go short for the downside target of 480, and stop loss should be placed at 492.
Okay. All right, Kunal, we're going to let you go on that note. Thanks very much for joining in and taking us through those strategies. Some important news coming in for Suven, because they've secured a product patent in US. So that seems to be a little more positive as opposed to the other countries. But nonetheless, they have many such patents for all of their drugs, especially in the neurology space, which are under development. So now they've secured 2 more patents, this one coming in from China as well as from the US. But let's stick with healthcare then. Toro Finserv, which is promoted by healthcare industry veteran Kapil Khandelwal, is raising its debut healthcare real estate fund. The fund will be investing in assets such as hospitals, diagnostic centers, rehab facilities and assisted living facilities in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities. To discuss more about this, we have Kapil Khandelwal, the managing partner at Toro Finserv LLP, joining in on the show. Kapil, hi, thank you very much for joining in. So if you can just start by telling us how much you all have already raised, and are any of these funds deployed in any of the assets that I mentioned, diagnostics, hospitals, etc.?
Yes, good morning, Ekta, and I'm glad to be on the channel on a very historic moment with geopolitical risk on deceleration. We have got commitments of about $127 million. Our aim is to do our first close at $150 million. We are in the process of deploying and in discussion on term sheets. So once we have done our first close, we should be investing in 3 hospitals in Tier 1 cities.
Okay, can you give us a sense in terms of where these hospitals would be located? What ownership do these hospitals have? If you could just give us a sense in terms of the ownership structure post-deployment of funds.
Sure. So one of the hospitals that we are in talks with is a part of a chain of hospitals, and it's a listed company. I cannot divulge you the name at this point in time. We are talking to a large hospital in in another tier 1 city, which is a JCHO accredited and a center of excellence in cardiology. So these are a couple of hospitals that we are already in talks with and have issued term sheets.
You can't name them, can you? Kapil, morning.
At this point in time, I can't name them. There is confidentiality issues at this point in time, and I'm sure I'm going to come back on the channel and talk about the deals.
And how much are you investing total in the three of them?
So the total investment, quantum of investment at this point in time that we have issued term sheet is about 320 crores.
320 crores in total in all three, essentially.
In two assets. The third one we are yet in talks and in fixing up the valuation.
Kapil, what is getting you so interested in this hospital/diagnostic space? Because there are a lot of regulatory headwinds that we are likely going to face in the Indian industry when it comes to price controls. What kind of value are you seeing within this space?
So let me address this issue in two ways. On the macro picture, India is, way short in terms of supply of healthcare infrastructure. We are, to reach the global level, we need 3 beds per 1,000 population, which means that we need to invest over $200 billion in healthcare assets. Now, coming to the point of, about price controls, we welcome price controls so that there is, equality in providing the healthcare services to the wider population. However, operators also have to kind of price in, into their costs of delivering these services for some of the products that are under price control. It does not mean that it would impact their profitability adversely. There are ways in which healthcare industry can innovate and actually deliver services cheaper, better, and faster.
Just to go back to the source of funds, I'm reading that you have a commitment of about $110 million from 3 state governments. Is that correct, Kapil?
Yes, we are in talks with 3 state governments of India, healthcare being a state government subject. We are in talks with them, and at a very serious level. We believe that PPP as a vehicle has not succeeded. I was personally part of Ramados's PPP committee when he was the health minister, and it's been over 10 years. And we haven't seen any successful models coming out in PPP. What we have gone back to the state governments is telling them that you provide us the funding, we will work with the private sector, create infrastructure and bed capacity in your state, and return back the capital with adequate returns back to your state treasury, which is something which is working very well with them.
Okay. So you basically take the money, set up facilities in that particular state, and then I guess you, along with the private player, manage it for some time. That is how it'll work.
So we are not going in with concessions on land and acquisition of land with the state government. It is going to be purely a private sector initiative. The state government benefits by having adequate bed capacity created in their state.
Okay, Kapil, just a quick last question then. You've been following this whole Fortis transaction, I understand, especially the RHT or the REIT which is listed in Singapore. What is your thought in terms of securing the assets? How important is it according to you?
So it's a good question. What we believed when RHT was formed way back in 2012 was that they set aside the assets into a trust and listed it on Singapore Stock Exchange. raise capital to pay off debt and put the additional money that they raised in expansion. However, now they are reversing this whole transaction by buying back all the assets of RHT for about 4,600 crores. We believe, what Fortis is telling us is that it will improve their balance sheet, it will improve their profitability and valuation. And we don't buy in on all the three counts. First of all, for improving the balance sheet, to buy out all the assets, they need to infuse about 4,600 crores of money which they need to borrow. And that would itself increase their debt and debt equity ratio, and also have a servicing burden to the tune of 4,000 odd crores. And obviously, on one side of the balance sheet, you are having the assets of 4,600 crores. On the other side, you are writing off a liability of a similar amount. How does that improve your balance sheet? Then you are telling me that it's going to improve your profitability. Currently, RHT's payout from Fortis is about 360 crores, and the incremental debt burden is going to be close to about 4,000 crores. And there is a difference of about 60 crores. How does that improve your profitability? And just by changing hands, what we understand is going to improve the valuation by 6,000 crores. I don't buy that.
Okay, all right, Kapil. Well, run out of time, but thank you very much for joining in with your views, and best of luck with regards to deployment of the funds as well. Thanks very much for joining in. So that's coming in from the hospital/diagnostic space. Well, for the Nifty, we're up around 0.4%. Good time then to get Ashwini in to talk about the technicals of the market. Ashwini, hi. Over to you then. What are you recommending? One on the Nifty as well as in terms of specific stocks?
See, today's rally is a bit better than yesterday because today you have, banking and IT both performing. Reliance is also making highs of the day. So there's a better chance of this rally sustaining than, the yesterday's rally. But it's clear that, the Pharma index is up about almost 2%. So that's having a bit of a trend day, and possibly stocks like Aurobindo, Dr. Reddy, Lupin, etc. could still close at the high point of the day. So that way there is consistent buying here. The other stock that I'm looking for is Bajaj Finance, which was lower all morning, and now suddenly it's turned around and moved sharply on the upside. So you have to look at pockets for strength, but NBFCs are coming back from lower levels. So that way, Lupin is a buy with a stop of 825, target of 860. Tata Elxsi is a buy with a stop of 1250, target of 1285. And also look at a State Bank, which is a buy with a stop of 273, target of 288.
Okay, we've got some questions from viewers. So Sanjay is writing in, he's got 400 shares of MOIL. He wants to know whether to buy or sell. His price is 212 rupees a share. Ashwini.
See, overall, I don't think, metals or metal-related commodities are doing very well. It's still under its 200-day moving average, and I would exit and maybe get into an auto pharma, because that is the fresh space which is seeing buying and short covering. Metal rally is fairly, mature, and it will be difficult for MOIL to move higher. Excuse me.
Okay, all right, Ashwini, we're going to let you go on that note. Thanks very much for joining in. Just want to pull up the Chinese markets, because the last time we checked, it was up around 0.5%. So it's moved higher incrementally. It's up around 0.7%. So maybe there's a little bit of more optimism which is seeping in on the Asian indices, as you can see on your screen. For us, 10,830 is where we're at, up around 0.4%. Take a break. But up next, we'll be discussing market fundamentals. You are part of Dalton Capital. Will be with us next.